This is a tutorial on the withdrawal of offer form, C.A.R form WOO, and this is the 624 revision, which is current for 2026. It's a simple one-page form that either party can use to withdraw or revoke, effectively rescind an offer that they've made. And it's not just offer, it's any form that has a proposal, like a counteroffer or an amendment or a request for repairs. It's a simple one-page form that we start by putting the date of the purchase agreement and then property address, names of the parties. Again, either party can use it. Section 1 is a list of all the different forms that either a seller or buyer would want to revoke or withdraw. And, I think back and I've actually never used this form. Not that I can think of, at least, because when it comes to counters, I'm very, very careful. Not saying that a mistake couldn't occur, so I'm not trying to make someone feel bad if they need to use this form, because I've recommended this form to agents many, many times. And a purchase agreement, there are purchase agreements that we've made where we've withdrawn it, and it's usually just an email to the other agent, because when a buyer makes an offer and they want to back out, it's fairly easy. So this form, I've never had to use it. But that said, there is a purpose for this form. So the first part is just determining, what are you revoking? What are you withdrawing? Now, you could send a purchase agreement and want to send this as a formality, and that's great. But I checked seller counteroffer because that's probably the number one use case of this form. And the big thing is, and here's probably the most common problem or mistake I see, it's that a seller sends an SCO instead of an SMCO, instead of a multiple counter, because the multiple counter requires a second seller signature. That way a seller can send out multiple counters. But if a seller sends an SCO to multiple buyers, if they counter multiple buyers with that form, well, they're in trouble, because the second the buyer signs that and returns it, the seller is now bound. And if two buyers sign the seller's counter, the SCO, the seller's in big trouble, because now they're in contract with more than one party. So that's a mess. Now, sometimes people accidentally send an SCO instead of an SMCO. So what happens if they realize they've done that? Well, they can send this, the WOO form. Now, of course, just read through here. This just is a list of scenarios in which one party is going to want to rescind or revoke what they've just sent another party. So, of course, you'll know what's applicable to you. But let's say we're the seller, we send an SCO, we meant to send an SMCO. It was an error we made, so we check this box. And then this basically just says that we are withdrawing and revoking it. Now, there's this section here, this number 2, that's kind of wonky. This is poorly written, quite frankly, because it's a little ambiguous. But let me show you how I would use this. This is the most effective use of this section. If you are withdrawing some sort of what they call offer, but it's all encompassing for anything, a counter, an amendment, a request for repairs, a purchase agreement. If you're withdrawing a document, if you're revoking it, before you send this form out, you should tell the other agent that it's withdrawn. You should send an email. The fastest written method that you can use to convey the message that you're revoking it. This form is the formality that you follow up on, but I would immediately send, unless the seller is right next, or whatever party is revoking is right next to you and can sign it and send it immediately. But I don't want my withdrawal to have to wait on my client's signature. So if, let's say I send out the seller counteroffer and I go, whoops, that was the wrong thing, I want to change it, or I should have used the SMCO, not the SCO, I would immediately send the other agent an email saying, we hereby withdraw the SCO. This is the formal withdrawal notice that we are revoking, withdrawing. I'd send something to that effect in writing. So now it's timestamped, it's there, it exists. And then I would document whatever I did here. And I'd check this box and I'd say, well, the offer was withdrawn orally, but I would do it every way I could. I'm totally against texting. By the way, texting in real estate is a terrible idea. And I've had attorneys reinforce my belief and tell me you are absolutely right to tell agents not to text. I know it's ubiquitous now. Everyone's texting everyone. It drives me nuts because you should not be texting important details on a transaction. Texting a transaction should be, hey, I'm running 5 minutes late to our appointment. That's it. That's the most. But you should never be texting important details in a transaction. But you can put email. If you text, you can put text in addition to email. Email should be primary because it's in writing. Other, whatever you want. I mean, I don't know what another is because they already have orally here. But check the boxes that apply. The date, the time, the exact time. And then I would put my name. Hey, I told you in an email. Check this box, in an email. And then I called you that we're giving notice to you, the other agent. So I would say, hey, I withdrew it and I give notice to you at this time. That's what I would use this for. This is the most effective use. And if you're replacing the document, you can put the replacement document here. If you're replacing the document that you're revoking, you put it here in this section, number 3. But if you're doing a flat out revocation and withdrawal, you can just leave this blank. And then you have whichever party is doing the withdrawal sign. You don't need the other party to sign. Sometimes people get confused and they check a box seller and the seller signs and then they want the buyer to sign. And then I'll get an email and they'll say, hey, the other party won't sign. You don't need to. It's a unilateral move here. You're having one party withdraw it and revoke it. And you get that revocation, that withdrawal to the other party as soon as possible. That's why you should precede this notice with whatever written notice you can give and a phone call saying, I have my client signing a WOO form. I've already sent it to you in writing. It's revoked. This is all happening before your client signs whatever they have and the wrong document that we're withdrawing and sends it back to me. You're doing all this. You're preempting their client returning that document. Now, you might run into a stubborn agent that says, well, my client already signed it. And you know what I would say? Well, I don't care because we didn't get it and I'm revoking it now. Before you sent it back to me, I've revoked it. So you're out of luck. And it's timestamped with an email or a text message. You've timestamped it in writing. So you want to precede the withdrawn document being returned to you by putting it in writing that you withdraw and revoke it. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Please consider using fastnhd.com when you are filling out an offer or ordering an NHD because it's instantaneous. There's no waiting on an NHD email. You get it right in your paws the second you order it. Thank you for watching.